Alright, welcome back to another Art Time episode. Feels like it's been a while since I've done one of these, but today we're going to be drawing a Demon Realm demon. It's not going to be a lengthy one. The demon that we're drawing is called the Exovile, as according to the description, of course. And it's a Lament demon. A demon that resides on the moon of the Demon Realm. Or, well, technically, in this case, it's, well, you know, like what's the word I'm looking for? It's just a giant floating spherical planet-shaped rock in the middle of literally nowhere. Well, I guess not literally nowhere, but you get what I'm talking about. Anyways, yes, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and now let's get right into this drawing. So, the Exovile is going to be a fantasy-based demon, because I'm looking at all the other demons that I have within this particular area, and there's not many. There's not many here at all. Got that Riptide thing, the Defiler, the Blood Ape, Alien King guy, and whatever the hell that weird skeleton was. But this was one of the other fantasy demons that I could do. And it's something that we are going to get done with. I guess I should let you in on the progress of Moon's Revenge. Or should I say, the biggest freaking mature drawing I've ever done. I can even probably give you like just a little tiny look, but I'm going to have to do this for a quick second. Just a tiny one. Nothing too hectic. We're still up here, right? Yep, we're still here. I gotta reopen it because I kind of closed it to ensure that we would have the system bogged down by a crap ton of layers that weren't being utilized. It's gonna take a while. I don't know why I did this. This is one of those things that are just going to take ages to get reloaded. I'm gonna have to do this again if I don't want this to, be an issue. I got orange juice today, no pulp. Alright, let's see. How do I want to showcase this? I only got some of it done with. The frontline characters have been all shaded in and finished. But I guess I could probably show off, let's see, a little bit more? Okay, yeah, that'll do. That'll work. This is what I've got so far. And I'm only going to show you that. That's all you get to see. Just a tiny bit of that. Because, obviously, there's still a lot more that has to be done. And obviously, a large majority of it, or all of it, I should say, not like that didn't make any sense at all. All of it is a mature drawing. Also, I don't know why I'm trying to redraw the eye here when it makes more sense to do this instead. Just gonna move this around. Let's see. Yeah, it'll looking like certain directions. But yes, that's what I've gotten. That's the project that I've been working on. A lengthy project indeed. 28 characters, and you only see some of them. And you obviously saw that some of them didn't have their shading in yet, only their coloring, which we are going to be working on after we're done with this drawing here. But yeah, this is the amount of progress that I've been working on, and it's surprisingly not taking as long as I thought it would. I thought it was going to take way longer, but turns out, nope. Could get done with it this week. Probably gonna have to post it next week though, because I gotta get a couple more drawings in beforehand. We'll see what happens. We'll see what occurs. For right now, I just need to focus on trying to get this done with, as well as a few more drawings done with. Alright, so this thing definitely is strange looking, because I could show you the original, the first drawing of this thing. What was it? 13 album? Yeah, here it is. Here's this guy right over here, right there. with this weird looking mouth thing. Definitely a strange looking demon indeed. But it's not scary enough to be in a Mock Brand horror folder. That's why it's in fantasy folder. Despite its looks, it's more so just its appendages, maybe? I don't know what other way to describe these things. But it's a slime creature. Yeah, it's a slime creature that essentially resides in the moon of the demon realm. Alright, so now we got that out of the way with. I don't really have much going on outside of just that project. That giant drawing project. I haven't done any gaming in ages. Although, I could give you an update on a program that I'm looking into for music and sound making for the Unity series and making games and whatnot. So I could tell you that much for a fact. Or I could tell you that much, I don't know why I said that. I found a program that seems promising by the name of Reaper Studio. Any of y'all's rang a bell? Rung a bell? Whatever. Seems promising enough. And I have worked with Dream in a PS4 for a bit with music creating. And I showed you it. The earlier videos, the series that, or game that never was because we couldn't frickin'... Our ambitions for Dream is way too big, and that's why we're just going to go to Unity, because I feel like Unity is going to be a hell of a lot more generous. And also it's just probably all around better to figure out stuff like Unity so I can work with Blender in the future when I make a game that requires Blender. Because funnily enough, the current game that I want to make does not need Blender. The only 3D modeling we need is just a bunch of cubes, and we can all do that in Unity. Not that important that we learn Blender yet, but we will soon. Right now, our main focus is going to be learning how to code some more, figuring out some more things, and because I guarantee you, after Paint Maze is done, it's not going to be the I'm not going to know how to code everything immediately. As much as I would like to, I can tell you as much for a fact that I am going to still need to try to figure out how to do certain coding instances to do certain things. Would be nice if there was an easier way for me to figure it out with my way. I mean, I can't just like follow the instructions and be like, okay, yeah, this is what it is. I kind of have to like do it. You know, I gotta do it. And I gotta, like, have some vague understanding of what I'm trying to do. And then I go on ahead and do the coding thing. And it's gotta be neat. So many videos I see out there where it's just all randomized and nonsense sometimes. Kind of annoying on occasions. But what can you do? All I can really do is just try your best and figure out what it is exactly you're looking for. Also, I think this is supposed to be up here like a skull. Would make sense. This is the demonic version of an alien from a different planet, similar to how we have like some demons that look like us with the skeleton demons or zombie demons and whatnot. When you think about aliens, you don't really think about like, I mean, some people probably think about humanoids. And yeah, I guarantee you there probably are still humanoid species out there in the universe. Which to say species, technically speaking. They are, I guess, technically still considered aliens, but you could probably still call them species. I don't think I have the swatch for this, do I? Let me go to Lament for a second, which should be here. And I've got the bloat cur and the SpecX. I'll load up the bloat cur so I can delete the thing, and when I save it, I'll be on the swatch folder that I need to be on. But yeah, Reaper Studio seems promising. And I guarantee you, I'm still going to try to fail and figure out how to make music, but that's what I did in Dreams. And I know Dreams is a completely different thing, but If I know this studio and I know how to like do things in it and get all the instrumentals that I need to be able to make something, I can make a decent song. I think I want to double check on my YouTube channel just to make sure, but I think I might have had the music here in Space Blasters. I don't think I did I? Zone Music, that might be it. That might be the one that I did that in. Man, wish Space Blasters could have worked. But Dreams is just not gonna be useful for somebody like me who has large projects. Plus, I think most of the Fleck stuff that they have is a little bit more of a pain to try to like work with optimization-wise. Already, I see some good ways to make the Unity game I have in mind optimized. I'll call this Slime. And that's by making sure that the world map doesn't have any collision-based stuff. You know, I like that. Whoops. The box colliders, if you have that turned off, no rigid bodies, you're literally just cubes with no collision whatsoever. Unity only has to just render the cubes in. We shape the cubes what we need to do to have shaped, and then boom, world map. Gameplay-wise, it's simple. I wish I could show you what it looks like, but I don't have the setup for Unity and OBS yet. Don't know why my brain tried to say Discord for no reason, but whatever. Yeah. I don't have that set up, so I can't show you the progress yet. But that's fine. I'll show you it once we get the series started up, and then I'll show you I have some basic understanding of coding. I just don't know all the tidbits and information that I probably should know before going into making Paint Maze. We'll learn. Bit by bit, we will learn. It's the only option that we have to be able to get to some better instance in life to where we could just make games for a living as well as do YouTube for a living as well as make hardcore mature drawings for a living as well as make series for a living. Animated series with me writing up the stories for them, you know, with Nova Guardians and soon to be Elementals Reborn. Oh yes, I've got many things planned, boy. I don't know why I'm pressing Control-D, I didn't select anything. But yeah, I have many things planned. Many things planned indeed. And the only way for me to be able to get to those things is to keep on creating. Just keep on crafting. That's all you can do in these trying times, is just keep on crafting. If you want to get anywhere in life, you got to keep on crafting as long as you can. One day you'll get noticed. One day. But not today, of course, because there's still many things that have to be put into place in motion right now. Although I will say Patreon is doing relatively decent. If I can just get a nicer looking frickin' look at how everything is, because... Let me see. God damn it, patrons. No, piss off. Is this where I go to check, or is that just Relationship Manager? Yeah, I got 4 people over here. What the hell? Is that a Euro? Huh? Somebody from Europe, I think. Or some side of the country. Interesting indeed. Yeah, I got 4 patrons right now. And I think only 2 are staying? I don't know. I gotta look at... The way this instance here works... Let's see. Wait, June 30th. Ah, yes, people only... Okay, yeah, I got that. I don't know what that means. What kind of benefits do you get? Unless... who cares? I got the money. I got the money. Do you eat? Alright, let me see. Yeah, 4 patrons. Oh, wait, $27 a month. Right. That's 9... No, 30. Yeah, 3 who are staying, which is great. But it's a small number, obviously. But it's still good. It's still good because I'm able to make money without having to do a normal job. Even if I don't exactly have, like, a crap ton being made, it still shows that I am able to get some money that doesn't require me to do laborious tasks. Whether or not that's actually going to get somewhere, who knows? You know the saying, sex sells, correct? Well, we'll see how true that is in the future. But for now, thank you for the 4 who are currently my patrons. I appreciate, of course, throw out huge precious there. You were there in the beginning. Hopefully at the beginning. Hopefully there's still more after this. Hopefully we don't perish due to our own stupidity. I'm mostly talking about all of what's happening out there in the world. It's kind of depressing when you think about it, but that's fine, because I am just focusing on my creations. Just keep focusing on creating, and someday we'll make it there. I feel like creating games is going to be a much better outcome, because there's obviously going to be YouTubers out there who are like, I'm going to go on ahead and support indie developers. And then they're going to see this game that's been made by only one developer, and they're like, ooh, this guy made this game all by himself. The music and everything. And trust me, there's going to be unique soundtracks for Paint Maze for everything. I forgot how many there were here, but I guess I can bring this up momentarily. No, that's not where I wanted to go. Here we are. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. There are 35 areas, including the menu system. Each area has a mini soundtrack that probably lasts for like 30 seconds in loop as like the, what do you call it thing? That's like, I guess the best example I can give you is Crash Bandicoot, has like, or something like that. Something like that, where you're in like the level select world map area, except there's 35 different sound, 35 plus one extra, no wait. One would be more ambience. And I guess there's also another area in the map that has ambience. Less music, because there's supposed to be this very creepy area in this game. Creepy in the sense that there's no music. There's like wind blowing. Or something like that. No insects, no birds, nothing. It's like this entire area has been abandoned. And once you've completed the 7 levels in that area, which can only be accessed by collecting 7 keys, and the only way to get to the area to be able to insert those 7 keys that are spread throughout the map is to be visited by a certain something or someone. Could be something, I don't know, creepy little secret over here. I don't want to like spoil it. But once you meet this thing, a gate will open. You can go inside, and as soon as you go inside the gate, the music fades away, and then the ambient noise occurs. That's one ambient instance, and that plays throughout the entirety of that little mini area. And the funny thing is, it's still a part of that area's map. It's just like a different area, which makes it even more creepier. And once you get to the bottom there, you come down to a secret area, which is still counted towards like the area instance here. That of which is probably like very like haunting noises with dripping noises, viscerous dripping noises. It's a very creepy area, if I can craft it correctly. Well, we're going to have to see what the world map crafting is going to look like when we get to that. Obviously, our main objective would be to focus on getting the gameplay mechanics set, doing a lot of bug testing, seeing if we can fix some bugs, and if there is no bugs, then, like, move on to the menu making system. Obviously, we're going to have to figure out how to make a menu system. That's going to be something. Surely there's a certain mechanic in Unity that allows for me to pause the game and have my own custom pause menu. Surely, right? I mean, worst case scenario, I just have a global variable called pause and have everything stop on that. Thankfully, with Paint Maze, there's no physics. It all just works off of timers and being near something. And I guess also still technically a timer, but I wonder if I could pause a coroutine. Surely I can pause one. It wouldn't make any sense if I couldn't pause one, right? Yeah, I'll have to look that up when the time comes. But yeah, once the gameplay stuff is set and we got the menu set, then we get the main menu set, and then we get the map menu set, and then we work on the world map. And I think once we got into like the world map, we're gonna try to make work with music then. You know, it's like gameplay setup. We figure out sounds, add the sounds to all the objects. Then we set up the menu and all that stuff. Once we figure all that stuff out, music making is probably going to be a little bit tricky. One thing I've noticed when it comes to making music, you need to know what kind of theme you want to go for here. I mean, I'm the kind of person who has no knowledge with music whatsoever. I don't know sheesh. I don't know dick, dang, and diddly about making music. All I know is that I gotta try to get the certain, like, sound in my head and have it play out as best as I can. I don't know, like, piano composition or synth stuff or anything like that. And I will just go on ahead and experiment. That's what I did in Dreams. And I got pretty good soundtracks out of it. I mean, the first level's music was pretty good. Second one, somehow good as well. Not as good as the first one. Third one, I mean, it had a creepy aspect to it, and it did kind of work, but I feel like we could have done a little bit better. Fourth one, it does have a nice ambience to it. Music-wise, I wouldn't say it's like the best, but I think it's better than Area 3, Zone 3. I'm talking about Space Blasters, if you don't know. The fifth one, that one's my favorite. And it works perfectly with the ice theme. Ugh, man, I can't tell you how perfectly that works with the ice theme. I don't know how. I don't know how I was able to make that. And I think the only other thing that I showed you was 7, which technically was supposed to be like, Mute City, F-Zero, like a remake of it. So, not remake, obviously, but more so just like my own rendition of it, so it's original and it's like there's no copyright strike that could be made. You hear it and you're like, oh hey, I'm getting that reminiscence of Mute City. But it's not exactly. It's definitely not exactly. Trust me on that one. I tried my best to make it its own thing while also having some Mute City vibes to it. That's another thing that you gotta be careful of when making music. You gotta make sure that you don't have the music stuck in your head, because if you do have some other person's music stuck in your head, then you're gonna lose what you were trying to think of, and then it's just gonna get mixed and morphed, and it's not gonna sound the way you want it. It's gonna somehow end up sounding like something you don't want it to sound like, which is somebody else's music. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, it doesn't quite matter right now. We need to get Paint Maze to a point where we can start making levels and then the world map system and all that stuff. I think another issue I had with Dreams that I've said before, and I'll say it again, was to update certain things, you had to re-enter every single level that you went into. And because of the way the game works with its, remix thing, it's not a case of, oh, we're just copy and pasting his code. No, you're literally just taking the information from that thing in the remake, and it's just any changes you make in that will then carry over to the other thing if you so desire for it to do that. Which is not something we want. Also, that's not supposed to be that. You're supposed to be brush. Which is not something we want. We just want a simple copy and paste mechanic, not a system where it's like, oh, hey, this entire coding system's going to screw up because you want to try to update this thing, which then has to update all the other things, and we got all the other nonsense that we have to take care of, like I don't know, there's so many issues that I gotta try to remember. I think you know what the issue is, right? You make a code for an enemy in the microchip, and you want to keep that enemy, duplicate that enemy, so to speak, and grab the microchip and just make changes to the model. That's what you would do, right? But no, that wouldn't work. Because any change you made to the microchip in the first enemy would then have the other microchip in the other enemy be there. And because of the way Dreams has all of its remakes and all of its like assets set, it really just makes things more complicated to make like stuff. And the only way to really like fix any of that is to have it set to where it's a microchip is on its own like instance, you know? And then any changes you make to the microchip in the enemy's department will stay exclusive to that enemy. Which, yes, makes sense, but at the same time, there are other applications that make this more annoying and difficult than it needs to be. Or if you want to grab a certain small amount of code from this one microchip, because you don't feel like trying to recreate it every single time, but it doesn't deserve its own spot as its own microchip instance. Well, you can't do that because it'll take that microchip information from that microchip. Say, here's this, here's instance, actually, I could just do this. Here's instance A, and here's instance B. Here's the code we want. Okay, so we want to bring this code over here. Usually you think, hey, just take it, put this into the game, boom, and then boom, put it into here. Just all you want, boom, bang, and that should be it, right? Wrong. Instead, what you're doing is not like, well, you're taking this out, but you're also bringing this along with it, despite the fact that's not there. And any changes you make, I should probably duplicate this, and any changes you make to this thing will have that change as well. Which doesn't make sense in this instance because of the way that's set up, but that's the issue I had with that. And it was a pain in the ass to keep working around that. And so many of the project would just get messed up because of it. And also, if I had, like, say, here's the player, and I'm, like, gotten, like, oh boy, here we are, thousands and thousands of levels, right here, here's our levels. We got so into it, because, you know, the test we were making, the code was running quite well. The code was so good. It was so great, but, oh, we just came across a bug here. And now we gotta fix that. Once we fix that in our little gameplay loop area, which is right over here, a little gameplay loop screen. Once we have fixed that and everything works properly, boom, we had to go into each and every scene like that. Pretend the delete is me updating it. And it takes like a minute, or depending on how big the level is, to update all of those levels. Like that. No mass update, nothing like that. You had to go into every single scene. Plus, the PS4 can't handle that much space, so I would have to probably, it would have to be like this. Let's just pretend that's fixed. All of these levels here are in online save, and these are the amount of levels that I can only enable to save on the PS4. So I had to go on ahead, do all of that, grab all that. Then I gotta update, delete, or save online, then delete, and update, save online, then delete, yada, yada, yada. And then I would have to go in and download all of the other stuff from there. Like, I haven't gotten to that far, but I foretold it. I foreseen the complexity that Dream had when it came to giant projects. It's great if you got small projects and little tiny games that don't have a whole lot to like worry about or work with. But when you have something like Paint Maze, which I have planned for like, not thousands, but definitely like hundreds of levels, I don't think it's going to get up to 1,000. It might. Let me double check something for a real quick second here. Paint Maze map. Was that it? No, that wasn't it. Where was it again? Was that it? Oh, no, that was it, because it showed me how many levels there were here. Wait, did I just open this for you to see? Oh, cool. It'll make it easier for me to show you what the map setup is. Great. So, this is like the world of the, what do you call it, World 1. This was made with dreams in mind, where the map size was like, what, 23 by 22, was it? I don't remember. It's been a while. I gotta get a memory check on that instance. So the levels were like this. Whereas in Unity, we're gonna have it more square-like, so we have like a square grid instead of a landscape grid. But this is a general look of the first world map. The numbers just mean the heights of where the thing was, which is going to be slightly different in Unity, because now I can just like take a grid space, adjust some things in that grid space, and save that entire thing as a prefab, and then just like put it in the prefab folder for map grid space. I would probably separate it by folders, obviously, like world map grids, then zone 1, and then boom, all of the grids there. And then we just name the grids 1A or yeah, like not 1A. 1-1 and 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. Because in in Dreams, it's literally just giant-ass rectangular cubes with nothing in it as the baseline, and the freaking thermometer was like, I don't know where it was, but it was pretty high up, and the idea was to have the level preview here, which is not going to work with the amount of space that we use to get every single one of these out here. Plus, we want to... This is a cliffside, by the way, and this is where Zone 6A would be, if I remember correctly. Name-wise, I believe. Wrong one again. Yeah, 6A. So not only did we not have enough space for Zone 1, but we wouldn't have enough space to put in a tiny bit of Zone 6, and most of it wouldn't even be seen. I don't know what the camera would be looking like in Unity, but the idea here is to probably show it maybe like about this much on a screen, where it's like, here's the world map, and here's the camera looking down at this, going out as the player moves, and going in as the player goes into the level. Anyways, no need to explain it level-wise. 1, 2, 3, 4... with a branching off area leading to a like this red lock here. Actually, good example. This red lock only requires you to complete the level. Each of these have red locks, so if you haven't played this one yet, that's a red lock. Once you complete it, gold bar or gold rectangle surrounding the level to show you completed it, and an arrow shows, and then that's here. I think you'll still be able to see this even from here. But the idea with this is that it'll be a gray lock that tells you, oh, I have to complete the level that's connected to this so I can get into that path and whatnot. Yeah, that's just like a secondary path right here. So you got two paths. This is the main path, and this is just a random-ass path. You don't have to complete those levels. They're just there because, hey, you want to do optional stuff? It's also just good to have exploration in a game like this, where levels are so easy to make, although... easy to make, but I need to make them unique and interesting enough to, want to go through all of them. But yes, alongside that, 5, 6 levels. 7, 8, 9, another branching off area. This one's a little bit longer, and I think it has some water-based mechanics here. That's 9, right? I lost track because my brain is thinking about other things right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that green arrow just means that you're going to the next area. 17, 18, 19. See, next area. And then, the only way to get into this area is to get into a place in Zone 6A. 20, 21, 22. Right there, 22 levels immediately in the first area, with 10, I think, being like the perfect amount for to complete a zone. Like 10 being the minimum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't have to do these 2 levels. You don't have to do these 4 levels. This would be a speedrunner strat. There's a secret in this level that you have to complete to be able to get to here, which will lead you to more difficult levels to basically just skip like a large portion of the level. Basically, 22 levels in one zone. Alright, now that we've effectively wasted a lot of time talking about that, let's get to the landscaping part, and let's continue talking about that, but drawing as well. So yeah, 22 levels in the first zone. That's a lot, and only 10 of them needs to be completed, which is kind of perfect. Also, let me look up something for a second. Exovile's consume rock, right? Yeah. So I'll probably make like a rocky region here. I'm going to try to prematurely add regions into this. Watch I forget about them. But yeah, I'm going to get this specific region over here. While still trying to keep that moon look to it. But yeah, 22 levels for the verse zone, and that's just the first world map. I do plan on expanding upon it once we've gotten to a point where we can start working on the world map in Unity. I also want to try to learn how to do a very specific variable like fragmentation thing. I don't know what it's called exactly. I know it has a name, but it's been a while since I've looked at it. Where you essentially take a number out of a large variable and separate it as its own thing in order to, like, you know, have multiple variables in one variable, essentially. So let's say you got a 3-digit variable, and you got actually, yeah, that's a perfect example. Also, why the hell did I... Didn't I? What? Hold on a second. Oh, that's right, because I did that. I remember now. I pressed that, double-clicked it, and opened it up in here. That's right. So let me see. 1... Yeah, this would be the first 2 digits here in one variable. This would be the 3rd digit. This would be the 4th digit. This would be the 5th digit. And this would be the 6th digit. Right here. Like so. So there would be 6-digit variables in the first area. Essentially allows for me to have one variable for each zone. And the reason I want to do this is because apparently this is a very useful thing to have in game development. I don't know what too many variables do in Unity. I think what I've read in Dreams is that variables make your, like, games larger. So if I would have to have, like, 6 different variables for, like, one zone, and who knows what all the other zones are going to be like, there might be, like, 7, well, technically it would be 5 different variables, because one of them is a double digit. You get what I mean. 5 different variables for one zone, static variables, mind you, followed by, well, I should say global. The way to make global variables in Unity is to have it be static, like public, static, and whatnot, what have you. But yeah, that's what we plan on doing, which is going to be a little bit challenging. I know how to do it in Dreams, and I know there's a way to do it in Unity because it's literally just math. All I gotta do is have the program run like certain math calculations and figure out how to do its things from there. There is one thing that I would like to try to figure out. The finish line block is probably going to be the most complicated block to work with because it essentially is the thing that's needed to complete the level. The finish block, the finish object, or finish, we'll just call it, essentially detects the player that stands on top of it, completes the level, makes the player invincible just in case. Because I don't know if there's going to be a transition yet or not yet, but there might be. But then once it detects the player, that one specific finish block detects the player, it will then go on ahead and run like a variable check to make sure, like, I guess I would have public integers and bools telling that I could, like, set up in the game creating scenario, because it would be a pain in the ass to have a script for every single level. So what I would have a script set for is, you just put in this interval. Let me see if I can try to explain this as best as I can. You set up an integer, a public integer, which allows you to edit the number in the game scenario, which can be very helpful if you need specific information for a specific thing. Which is something that I also plan on doing for the enemies if I want counterclockwise or vertical or horizontal to move in a different direction. We'll have them default right and up, I think. But we could change it number-wise. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, you go on ahead, set up a public integer, and we call it digit. And what this integer does is it determines what digit is going to be utilized. Is it the first digit? The second digit? It'll default as 0, and I think what I would have here is a debug menu saying, hey, stupid, you forgot to change the digit on this finish line block. Pretty much the most important thing to make this level completable. So we just go ahead, change the number, say we want 2. Okay. So, the first level, 2. We want 2 to be able to change those 2 digits the way that we want to change them. Okay, good, great. You've taken those 2 digits and you've brought them off to the side. Good, great, fantastic. Now what? What if you get to the end of this number and your 9 turns into a 10? Well, that means that if we want to go ahead and use double digits, we'll have a bool, a public bool set. That's basically double digits, true or false. So we have it set to true if we want to use 2 and 1. Simple as that. Also, we just need to have the coding in there with all that stuff. I've been thinking about this. I've been keeping my mind on this, so I do have some vague idea on things that I need to do here. I do have a vague idea. I'm not completely going into this dark, blind, whatever. I'm not going into this in the dark. I got a flashlight of the sun to help guide me. Also, I can't remember what this was. I could probably close that. Was this the same color as that? When I look at a previous Demon Realm Lament, I think it was the same color. Huh. Interesting. Alright, well, anyways. Now, originally I was thinking about having it just be one script, and then having it be a zone integer, 1 through 35, which I guess technically some of it doesn't matter, but at the same time I feel like it should be separated even if one of the zones will only have 1 level. 35 zones and one of them is only 1 level, while another one is probably 10? Exactly? I don't know yet. I don't quite know just yet, but we'll find out when the time comes. At the moment I got the project to focus on, which is a lot. A whole lot that we have to get done with. Well, I say that, but we're almost done with the shading. And the textures probably only take a day. Then I gotta get some wrinkles in, the tears are easy enough, followed by the background, and then the lighting effects. Could get it done with Friday, or maybe Saturday, who knows, depends really. We're making decent progress. So long as we can keep this up, I think we might be able to get this done within less than 2 weeks. Which is pretty amazing, actually. I thought it was going to take 3 weeks to get done with work and all, but we're making good time. Surprisingly better time than I expected. Anyways, I'm sure many of y'all are confused with everything that I've said. Don't worry, it'll make sense when I start the series. Soon enough. I forgot to make the crater here. Yeah, it's going to be coming out on August 31st, and it's going to be every Wednesday. I feel like that's like the best case scenario here. Like, I could probably tell you the plans I have. I probably already told you the plans that I have set. But the plans I have set are simple. Friday, we get 2 episodes of Minecraft ROTC Edition recorded. And those episodes are probably going to stick to 3 hours long. I think now that we've gotten to a point where most of the building parts of the major instance of our house is done with, we can take our time and have some builds take like 2 seasons or longer. Not like trying to keep with a specific theme, we just try to get something done with as quickly as we can. Although, oh god, I can't yawn. I am going to miss the theme starter here. The start of Season 1 was simply just us getting a house built. Start of Season 2 was nether and agricultural stuff. Start of Season 3 was zombie towers and the final expansions to the house. Still looks pretty good. I've already recorded all the videos. Got them all done with pretty early on so that I could get to, what do you call it? And I gotta say, it looks good. The base is looking good. I'm really happy with it. And soon, start of Season 4 is going to be just us building a village. Although it's a shame that the hours of the videos are going to be reduced, but that's fine. If I want to get this series going, sacrifices must be made. And if I want to continue doing 2 Minecraft episodes a week, this is what must be done. Which is fine. Our main house is essentially done. There are still many plans that I have for it, obviously. But for now, it's done. For now, there's not too much that we need to do. And Saturday, right. Friday, we get 2 Minecraft videos recorded. Saturday, we focus on the entire day, probably just Unity, as well as like off-camera, like Unity stuff as well. That's the idea. If not Saturday, then Sunday. If like something stupid happens, like stupid job decides to make everyone work Saturday for an annoying reason or another. I can't stand working on the weekends. It's nice to always have a consistent schedule. I hate that there's occasional 12 hours or Saturdays for so many of the people in there. The hell are y'all supposed to have a life with jobs just constantly trying to screw you over with overtime? Mandatory is that. It's infuriating. Luckily, I haven't had to worry about it in a while, and I really hope it stays like that. I gotta continue working on these projects. It's the only option that I have to be able to get to live a much nicer life. And I'm not gonna lie, I still do enjoy doing this, obviously. I'm not, like, mad that I'm doing this. I like creating. It's just that I wish I had more time to create. That's the thing. There's not enough time. All the things that I want to make, there's not enough time to make it because job is annoying. Why do you think I'm trying so hard with YouTube despite the fact that I'm not making any, like, view counts go high up whatsoever? Because it's, it's pretty easy. Not that difficult to make videos. I have no reason to delete them. Yes, I am always mocked, so why don't I just work upon that strong suit and see if I can entertain somebody with it, instead of feeling depressed about it. That's the only way, folks. That's the only way. Oh no, the only way is to continue creating and try to make it in creations and whatnot. I'm sure people can agree with me. I'm sure people can agree that the more you work on stuff, better chance you get to get noticed. I mean, I've been getting a lot of attention on DeviantArt lately. July is a pretty big month increase. Actually, I could probably just bring up the statistics just because why not? You can't see the statistics. Oh, hey, notification. Thank you, All Receives 123, for adding Naga Princess to your favorites. What a surprise. Get one on badge. Safer word drawing gets favorited. Any goes and wins. Throughout the month of July, I got the highest amount of page views at 568, with the second highest being 507 in April, and the third highest is 499 in August. This year, obviously. August last year. Whatever. And, while view count isn't, as the highest, that's April again, with 199,231 deviation views. July still has 187,236. And the watcher count's been the highest it's ever been in 1 month at 101, which surprises me, because I've been stuck under 1K for so damn long, and I finally got over 1K, and now I'm getting more watchers, which is great. Oh, and favorites, 1,388 this month as well. So July is popping off. Part of me wonders if that's because of Moggy, maybe? I mean, it's surprising me to say the least. I didn't think the Tales of Basaria series was that popular, let alone a character from a game. Well, I think she's still shown in most games, but a playable character in a game that was released long. Actually, when was that released? Release date. August 18th, 2016. That long ago. Although, granted, it's still not like the highest it can be. I mean, let me check. Let me double check for a quick second over here. 14. Okay, never mind. It's 14K. Well, 14K is not the highest that I have. I forgot what the highest was. New Villainess in Town was 28K. Luna Save Ragdoll was 33K. I think that's the highest. I think. With Sasha being at 22K, alongside Mikasa and Hanji. Then Mikasa and Historia being at 30. Oh, wait, no, that's 37. Okay, never mind. The drawing with Luna going after Mikasa and Historia is the highest at 37K. But 258 favorites with, Jesus, 404? It broke 400? That's where I'm at when it comes to, favorites in this. 400 is the highest I've ever gotten. The closest I've ever gotten was Daphne's backstage special. Obviously, to Daphne from What's New Scooby-Doo, because I think that's the only time in the series she was ever an adult. She was ever legal. Nope, that's 409. Never mind, that reached... I mean, it's only at 11K views, so, yeah, Mikasa Historia has you beat, Daphne, sorry. But I do gotta say, 409, 404, not bad numbers where I'm at currently. Almost half of my watcher count, which is pretty good from where I'm standing. Anybody else out there with 100,000 watchers with freaking 1,000 or 10K favorites, well, it's obviously not going to be as high to you, but to me, for somebody who's been at DeviantArt for how long was it? 7 years? No, couldn't have been. I don't know how long, because they removed the time frame here. I guess the best option we have here is the animals drawing, do we not? Fuzz. You know Fuzz, maybe? New Year's Cat, August. Yep, New Year's Cat 7. That's 7 full years, right? Yeah, because... Well, technically, no. But 7 full years of drawing, yes, on Photoshop. About to be 8 soon. Although it might be 7... I don't know how that works math-wise. So we started in February... We're about to go to 8. We started that in August. What would that be? So we pass August, that would be 8 years, right? What? No idea. No idea at all. All I know is that we've been at DeviantArt for around 8 years, or closing in on 8 years, or maybe this is the 7th year. I don't know. I don't know the math for it. Ah, there's where I want. All the way up here, of course. What am I doing up there for? I really don't know what the math for that would be. Even though it seems like it should be simple enough. I just don't know. There's more that I want to do here, but I'm just going to get the simplistic stuff finished first, and then I'm going to get the rocks and whatnot finished, or placed in. Crater cliffs. Yeah, I'll have it here. Yeah, the dust over here. Now I gotta try to make some dust look like faces. Oh, I think I'm onto something here. No, too much. Smaller. Now that looks like a face right there. Yep, face right here. Face over here. Yep. Can we get a face over here too? Oh, we almost had a face. Damn. I think we can still get a face. Not that small. No, don't go to opacity. I almost had a face. Unless the face is here instead. Whatevs. Looks like a face, kind of. Some faces here and there, because why not? Oh, there's a face. Oh yeah, that face looks much better. Face in the dust, dust in the face. It's weird to think that these dust particles are actively trying to make faces in the dust. Okay, so the rocks here should be somewhat different. How different, you may ask? There should be some blues and greens. And probably should be a little bit more flatter. Like this particular area that this demon is in a rock-filled area. But the specific type of rocks that this demon's around is like, yes, these are the rocks. The rocks that I'm looking for. Maybe no other dynamics for this one. Jitter, less minimum diameter. Space it, or less scatter? Less scatter. Also, are we on this? Yes, we are. Good. I need you to be bigger. Okay, even less scatter. You're too far out. Now, this is supposed to look like a whole bunch of rocks in an area. Once we've gotten the shading in on these things, you'll see what it looks like. But it's supposed to look more rock-like-esque. Let's see. Let's get some of these in now to get some rocks covered in the dust. There's more here I don't want to do, but first let me get the brush stuff done with. Ow. Alright, let's see. Jutting out of the mountains, because why not? Also, we gotta be careful of that, because it's going to look like it's going over a bit. Looks like strange little rock shards coming out. I guess I should also get some rock shards as well, shouldn't I not? Less scatter, more spacing. And change that to that. But let's make this a bit more flatter. Flatter, less minimum diameter, and rotate. I'll put these on a different layers just so we can get those where they need to be. And yeah, just so it's not all just bulbous, dildo-looking rocks. It's gonna have some sharp rocks as well. God damn it. Okay, even less scatter, apparently. Yeah, look at that. Sharp, indeed. And I should also have some on top here. Okay. No. There we go. Space out a little bit more and have some of these sharp rocks jutting out of these rocks over here. There we go. Now we should have some smaller rocks. Less angle jitter, tiny bit less of that. Okay. Alright, now I gotta make another rock layer here. Rocks. I'll have this one be rocks. I'll probably make the bottom of this area a little bit more cracked. You'll see what I mean when I get this part finished. A nice little interesting new area. Because why not? Of course, that doesn't mean I'm also not going to use the normal rocks. Put them on our own instance here. And look at them rocks. Look at them rocks all over the place. I probably should put this underneath the cliff, actually, now that I think about it. So I can do this and not have to worry about that going all over the place. Alright, let's see. I can have some of this do this. So long as it's not going too far out, it should be fine. Ah, fucking damn it. Okay, good, great, fantastic. Do some shading in here now. Try to get some of these lit up a bit more. I think Lament might be the most... It might be the most difficult one that I'm going to have to do, like decorum-wise. Because with Lament, there's one major thing we have to take into consideration. It's literally a moon. And yes, I can still add some areas in it, so it's not just like one giant barren place, like what I'm doing right now, and what I did with the Specix in the scrapyard area. But it's still a little bit of work to try to figure out where things need to go and how exactly is it going to work on a moon. These weird moon rocks here that are completely different from the other rocks kind of work perfectly. Now I'm thinking it should actually be up top. Should it? I don't know. The way all of this stuff is set, it makes it more difficult to try to figure it out. I guess the only other option we would have when it comes to this is to just delete some of these so it doesn't look completely off. Some of these, I guess. Just delete this entire row. Delete, no, oh god. This is the issue when it comes to this. How would I be able to have that to be so dynamic without having a crap ton of layers needed to be used? I'm doing the best that I can do. Not a whole lot that I can do with this. Most of it will have to stay as is. Oh, you just look like that. And I guess there's not much I can do for those that are, like, already grandfathered in. It is what it is. We're experimenting with some stuff. And it's a simplistic drawing. We don't need to take ages to do it. Already past, like, the hour mark. We should be getting close to finishing this up so I can start working on that project. Alright, let's see. I think a cracked texture would look good on these rocks over here. And we'll have even more cracked textures happening underneath. But it'll be different. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Now we gotta do this. Preferably try to keep this generally lit up. What are you doing, Cadillac? Why'd you meow at me? Making the most saddest meow I've ever heard. Meow meow. know, Mew Meow. Oh god, don't let your fur get in the way of the camera. Yeah, there it is. There's that little bit of fur right up there. Oh wait, no, it's gone. There it is. Poke. See if I can go to her into putting her face in front of the camera. Poke. 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 Nope, now she's gonna go behind the laptop and mess around with stuff. Alright. Little purr kitty. Alright, where were we? Ah, yes, of course. My little dang old fur get in my mouth, man. Oh, get out, man. Alright. So let's see here. Yes, of course. Ankle jitter off. I want to see an interesting little trick. Cracks. I'll do it here first. Oh, it's colored now? Well, dynamic should be a little bit 100-100. But yeah, the area down here is now color cracked. Because why not? Nice instance to make like different colored rocks and whatnot. And now this side should be more rotated, like so. Yeah, just like so. Yeah, I realize most of this area will look a tiny bit different, but that's fine. We're going to add something unique here to make this side a tiny bit more distinguishable from everything. There's going to be a nice green cloud. A nice green cloud right here. You think of it like a green chalk, a dull green cloud of chalk dust, except it's all rock particles. Don't breathe that in, I'm sure that's not good for the lungs. Breathing in stone. The cat just somehow managed to go underneath the blanket and made herself look like a babushka cat. Don't you escape from there. Poke your head out. No, she just turned around. You fool! You're in the perfect position. How dare you? I'm gonna punch you in the face. I like just going underneath the blanket now. It's funny how the cat's just purposely picking up the blanket and trying to go underneath it. Cat knows she always tries to go underneath the blanket for some reason. Even when I lean in and there's like a very tiny slither, she just like looks at it and tries to open it up and go inside while my like leg is like in this particular position. And she just tries to go there. She a blanket moving, a lump. A lump in the blanket just moving. Cat trying to get comfortable, it seems. Okay. Is there anything more I can add to this? I guess more rocks would probably help. Maybe some boulders. Some boulders here for this one, to give that a unique instance. And a boulder here for this one. Some giant rocks as well, because why not? And you know what, I'll just put another rock right here. There's no face here to get covered up with. Alright, I'll call these boulders, even though they're not boulders. They're not even big enough to be considered boulders. I'll still call them boulders. Get these done with first in the shading department, even though I should just get the coloring done with first, then shading, then texturing, but we'll do things a little bit different here. And now for the cracks. Now for the cracks. Don't know why I switched to that. It made no sense. But we did it anyways. Alright, let's see. And now we only got one more rock left in the back, up here. I mean, this is hidden behind dust, but no, I have it hidden behind dust as well. Boulder 1B. My neck. My body's so tired. Work was kind of annoying today. It's very hot outside, and the humidity was sapping away my energy, which is annoying. I can barely well, no, I can feel my legs, but my legs feel sore. Worse is I freaking apparently had a Charlie horse while I was trying to sleep, but I thought it was in a dream, which was weird. And I thought I did something in the dream that warranted it, like, I don't exactly remember the reason, but I think something happened in the dream where someone was headshot, and then I got a Charlie horse on the leg. It was like one of those, what do you call it, series, like Until Dawn, Dark Anthology, and all that stuff. And then you just do something stupid where something happened where somebody was messing around with a sniper. Then they shot the bullet, and then, like, here was the character, like, here's the area, here's the other area, character over here, and in the character's forehead. I don't know who it was. All I know was that a Charlie horse had occurred during that part. And I was half asleep and thought I was still dreaming. I don't know what happened. Don't know why it happened. But it happened. Alright, the last bit of orange juice. Almost spilled it. I don't want to go too complex with this. It's best to keep... Whoops, that's dust. That's not where I wanted to go. It's best to keep things relatively simplistic for now. Until we can redraw the Lament region, this is really honestly better to just try to keep it somewhat simplistic, but still try to put some effort in it. It doesn't need to be incredibly filled with to the brink with stuff here. Let me see. I guess could. That's what I'm trying to say. Could probably put some different colored rocks in here. Hold on, let me try something for a second. Then after this, we're gonna go on ahead and no color dynamics. We're gonna go on ahead and get the shading, shadow, and all that stuff. Or, yeah, shadow, lighting, and all that stuff done with. Let's see, where would this be? Ah, yes, right here, of course. Rock 1D. This is what I want. Just try to distinguish this a tiny bit away. Now that is where it needs to be. So why aren't you doing the thing? That's weird. Why aren't you doing the thing? Maybe turn that off for now? I guess some of this looks slightly different. Try to do a little bit different here and here. Then we do this to make the rocks here look tiny bit different from each other. And there we go. Well, hold on. There is one thing that I want to do here real quick, is make these brighter. Just because. Why not? Doesn't exactly matter. Not that bright, but bright enough to where this is distinguishable from each other. Okay. I'm sure there's more that I can do, shading-wise. And I'm doing right now. Oh, wait, right. This is supposed to be a crater. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Now I think the only thing left is the shadow. Shadows, 1A. Shadows, fogs, lighting, effects. And that should be it. Yeah, I was right. It took about like an hour and a half. I mean, we're not done yet, but it's kind of at the home stretch point now. There's not really a whole lot left for us to really worry about. There's not too many shadows here that I need to do. I guess some shadows in this thing right here and this thing right here. Some shadows in the slime part, but have it be a little bit more light see-through in this area here. Oops, I did not mean to close that one out, because I still want to look and see if there's anything more that I can do to this demon. Yeah, it definitely looks completely different color-wise. And let me go to its body here and try to do a little bit of highlighting, see if that does any good. Well, it does make the area outside of it a tiny bit more noticeable. That looks like a fish, almost. A fish hopped up on moon dust. Space salt. I don't know. Something about bath salts. Alright, let's see. I guess we could try to make it look as if its lighting is coming from the mountainside. Yeah, that should do. Lighting coming from the mountainside. Although, well, it depends on where the bulb balloons are. The bulb balloons are kind of all over the place, so it doesn't exactly matter. And for the sake of the drawing, we'll still do it like that. Even if it makes no sense canonically. No. Let's open this up a little bit at least. Tiny bit of this, and a little bit of this. Okay. I think now what's left is the fog. I think this should be good for you. I'll probably highlight your eyes a bit more here. And your mouths. There we go. Just to make that more noticeable. Let's make sure we save this swatch for Lament. And of course, let's move over to Utilities and get the fog out, shall we? We're going to have this for almost an hour and a half. Cool. Alright, let me grab the SpecX drawing and... Or maybe I should grab the Lotker. There you are. Light blues, and the only reason why it's red is because it's showing the blood ocean. Well, not light blue. Well, like both that and purple. Yeah, I think that was it. Any lighter and it would look way too bright. I'll get some teal in here as well. For this area specifically. More teal. And I think what I'm going to do here is delete some of that side over here. Because some of it is teal the further out you go. Alright, cliff, rock, past the cliff. And we'll have another fog point right here. Does that need to be more blue? No. How about this one? No? Question mark? Could work. Well, hold on. I I gotta also delete some from the top side. Specifically for this. Only really for this, because this is space, this is Lament. It's not supposed to be... Well, hold on. Despite the rocks here, I can still do this. And I guess, couldn't I technically do that as well? How would I do that? Wait, magic wand? Would that work? Okay, no. Wait, no, because of fog. See, I gotta go to rock. No. There we go. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know why I haven't been using it now. I don't know why I haven't been using this. Okay, well that's... Wait, what's your tolerance at? 100% tolerance? No, that's the opposite direction. No. 0 tolerance? That didn't help either. Use all layers. No, I don't need to use all layers. And bring that back to 30. Even though I'm not really using it right now. Even though I'm not really using it right now. Why the hell am I on that track? No. Why am I even trying to be so precise? It's literally just a fog layer. It's not going to mean much of anything. I just got to do this and delete the fog. That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to fog. Now let's go to the fog up here. That really makes sense now that I think about it. Why haven't I been using that? Wait a minute. Hold on, huh? Wait, hold on. I didn't make that, did I? That is... Wait a minute, that is weird. What? It looks like... Huh? That doesn't make any sense. That is 100% normal. I mean, sure, good, cool, looks kind of cool, but... Why are you like that? What is this? What? Why are you transparent? I mean, it kind of looks cool, but how is that transparent? That's 100% normal. Why is it transparent? Let me get it right here. Something... No. That, I felt like that would have been noticeable. The Exovile is 100% pass-through. But why did I make this transparent? That doesn't make any sense. Huh? Okay, you guys can't see this. You're like, what? Something is not right here. Something is not right. Oh, that's what's wrong. Okay, I see the error of my ways. I see the error of my ways now. It's because I did the screw up here. Well, I do add to subtraction. No, wait, subtract from select. Yeah, that makes sense here. I do like the idea of the fog not being affected by that. That was a real trippy instance. That took me a minute. Ugh. Took me a minute indeed. Yeah, because everything else was not, like, transparent, but that was. Alright, that's better. This one makes more sense to be like that. What you looking at, cat? Whew. Okay, well, none of that, obstacle illusion? Is that what that's called? Whatever. Now that nightmare is over. Time to add in some light. Alright, let's see. This one looks like it's light purple. Okay, light purple in this direction. We'll have this go over the cliffside here, because why not? Light up most of this. You gotta wonder where the lighting is, because the demon realm has no sun. Thankfully, demons are unique in the sense that they are able to create light that penetrates through solid objects, and can even reach the furthest depths of the fathomless caverns. Spooky, right? Okay, we're almost done. We are quite close to done. There's not too much here left that I need to do. Golden particles. I wish I wasn't so damn tired. Yeah, it's about to be 1 o'clock. I did say it would take me around 1 to try to get this all done with. But, yeah. Not really much to say right now. I kind of got everything I wanted to get talked about, you know? Now we just gotta finish the drawing. And then that's it. That's all we have to do. That's all we really need to do. Let's see here. Shadow rays off the demon. Just a tiny bit. Not enough here needs to be placed in the... No. You have a very weird way of typing. I was watching Markiplier's video with whatever that miss something typing is. Didn't get through it all. I gotta get through it now that I'm back home. Where he's like, you have to type like this. Like, you gotta do this with your hands. But here I am just being like... I used to be like this. But then I somehow upgrade to this. Like, using both hands, but like I don't even use the ASDF or the HJKL or JKL semicolon thing. I don't do that. I do this. Because I've been typing for so long that I pretty much have memorized the keyboard. This one, specifically, and the other keyboard takes me a while to get used to due to the way it's set. The keys here are like simple press. This one, a bit more bulkier. And that's unplugged right now because I don't want to lose the freaking USB again due to stupidity. So it's inside the drawer for now. But yes, I literally just go... I don't even have to look sometimes. Sometimes I do look just to make sure that I'm still on the right track. Every now and again I look down. But I've gotten to a point where I'm able to effectively just, like, type without really having to, like, do the normal way. I have my weird way of doing things that society would be like, no, that's not right. You're never going to look professional, and does it look like I care about being professional? I want to be as unprofessional as I can be, but still get shit done. Like, another instance of something that most people don't do, I count like this, and then 6, see, that's a 6, and a 7, or, you know, this, you see a 7, or a 7, and we got 8 over here, and we got 9, which is just upside down, and then 0, because all I gotta do is like, okay, I need 78, look, 78, okay, how about 96, oh, hey, look at that, 6 to 9, well, 6 to 9, well, hold on, because the direction of this is different. 6 to 9. It would be easier if I could freaking, well, show it to you in full camera view. It doesn't matter. We're about to come across, what do you call it? Alright, light purple area. It doesn't help that sometimes I hold shift for too long. I always usually get capital AR, then EA. Sports is in the game. If only you can see. I think you might be able to if I did. No, that would not work at all. I guess the best way I can show you is like this hand's doing this. That's what I do. That's how I type with both hands. I do not type like this. I type like this. and I somehow managed to make it work. Don't ask me how. I'm a master at my own strange ways. People would look at the way I type, they'd be like, how the fuck are you typing like that? You're essentially doing this, but in a much more advanced way. Well, not this, because I'm also using this. How you be typing like that? That ain't right. You ain't right. You need to go back to school. I'll be like, if it works, don't break, I'll fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what most of these people be like. This thing that is working perfectly, but it's not working the way you want it to work. No, we gotta fix it. Then you break it. And then what happens? You just essentially ruin that inanimate object's life. Somehow. We got our own ways of doing things. No reason to impose your normal way if people want to do things their own way. That's how it works, folks. That's how it works. Let's have this area be a little bit more blue. Blue-green? Nah. I've done it enough to do this, like, unsubconsciously. Once I, like, look down at where because sometimes you gotta still look down first to, like, figure out, okay, that's where my hands are. Now go hands. Sometimes. Not perfect all times, but now that's, like, in my head, I'm like, well, now I gotta just do this manually. You're now typing manually. Almost similar to you're now breathing manually. Oh, that could work. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work indeed. I guess I'll also get a green area in. Whoops, forgot to press space. Alright, green area. Let's see. Green. Because I want to get a green glow on this thing. Greener than that. How about this one? There we go. A strange amorphous slime monster thingy. Just in the middle of the moon. No, Lament, but you know what I mean. Can't believe it's almost 1 o'clock. Almost 3 hours left. God, man, time goes by too freaking fast. I wish I had like 3 extra hours of free time. I wish I had those pills. You know the pills in American Dad that makes it feel like you've got a full 8 hours of sleep? You know those pills? I'd be able to get so much done. Be able to get a hell of a lot more progress on it. Well, I don't know how that would work. I'm sure there's an actual pill that could be made that essentially removes sleep without any negative consequences. I'm sure there is. We just haven't found it yet. Obviously. I always live by a motto. Nothing is impossible, it's just hard to do. And, we don't know how to do it yet. I think it's good. It's rather simplistic, which, of course, makes sense. The drawings, the next 3 Art Time episodes are going to be simple episodes. Well, I say simple, but one of them is going to be a hippo, and another one is going, well, weapon design probably not going to be that complex. But I think I'm done? Question mark? There's not really much I can do for that area over there, and I don't want to do much to it yet. I'll probably forget that it exists. We'll see what happens. But I think that's everything. So, alright, here we go. Effects without effects. Effects without effects. It's really not that... It's not the greatest. But it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. So, anyways, I think that covers it for this episode. So, thank you all for watching today's episode of Art Time. And if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out that there playlist. And of course, previous episode of Art Time right over here. And I'm unleashing this today, so most recent episode of Minecraft ROTC Edition. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Later.